suggest getting yourself an assistant if you're cooking. It makes life a lot easier. Hey besties, and welcome back. This is the first Feral Friday video, and there's been a theme of the videos this week. Can you tell from my shirt what the theme is? It is not a crackhead cat, but apparently I have one. We are hosting the Super Bowl this weekend at our house, apparently. So I figured for the first Feral Friday, what better than to make it food related and to do a Super Bowl food. Just being fully upfront, I don't care about football. I don't care about the Chiefs. I don't care about who are they playing, the Eagles, I think. I don't care. I have this shirt because it's fun. I have this shirt because I am a Swiftie. I don't care about the teams. What I do care about is the food. So I have a wonderful assistant here with me today because there is certain aspects of this recipe that I don't like touching. I don't like getting it under my nails, and I just don't like the texture of certain things while I'm making it. So assistant, come say hello.
Hello.
This is my fiance, Tom. And when I don't want to do something for cooking, he does it for me. So you'll be seeing a lot of Tom in this video. So one of our crowd favorite recipes that all of Tom's meat eater friends actually love and ask for is our popcorn tofu. It's kind of like popcorn chicken, but we use tofu instead of chicken. So that's what we're making. So I'm going to link the recipe that we originally based this off of in the info box, but we do change things up a bit. You'll see. Start by cubing up a block of tofu. Welcome to my kitchen island. So we have a 3-bowl setup. We have dries, we have wets, and then we have breadcrumbs, all gluten-free and vegan. Now it's time to actually set up our little assembly line. After we do all this setup, it goes into the deep fryer, but it's just easier to have it all go. All right, so the wets are half a cup of non-dairy milk, and half a cup of non-dairy yogurt. When it comes to non-dairy milk, I normally prefer oat milk. I'm a huge oat milk girly, but we picked up the almond milk the other day because it's supposed to be like the best option for you. It's supposed to be the healthiest. It has like the least preservatives, the least ingredients. We're trying that out. We're seeing how that goes. I'm usually not a fan of almond milk at all because it tastes too almondy, but so far I haven't had any issues with anything that I've made with this. And then some plain Breathe Me Forager unsweetened plain yogurt. We quite literally will never use up an entire thing of this. This is huge and absolutely unnecessary for us to own this much, but it's the only size that we can get this in. All right, and then half a cup of the yogurt in with the half cup of milk. Dry time, so cornstarch, corn flour, corn, whatever you got. Cornstarch is one of the things that we go through the most in this household because we used to just make our own french fries because we're like, oh, it's better for you if we make our own. Word to the wise, getting freezer french fries, way quicker, way more cost effective as well. Well, maybe not more cost effective, but way quicker, way less effort required. But when we did make our own by just dicing up potatoes, we'd always coat them in cornstarch. So we go through a lot of cornstarch. So this is where I go off recipe a little bit. I don't actually pay attention to how much it tells me to use of these. I do for the most part, but I kind of do whatever I feel like doing. Maybe that's bad, but I know what spices I like and I measure with my heart. That was not supposed to be as much as it was, but we're rolling with that. For example, chili powder, paprika, I would use a little bit more than it says. And adobo, you don't measure adobo, you just pour more adobo. Okay, so I put all my spices into like the really cute jars. Like I can never get the little flip top part to open if I need a large amount of a spice. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just me, but like, I can't get this to open without a butter knife. My cat is a literal crackhead, and I don't know what she's doing. For some reason, our deep fryer smells like it's burning. So that's fun. And once you mix all the seasonings in, you already have a butter knife to stir it with and hopefully not get it all over your clothes like I do. Unfortunately for me, it is impossible to not get seasonings all over my clothes no matter what I do. And then finally, in the last bowl, we do a cup of breadcrumbs. These are the only breadcrumbs that I found. They are the Jillian's wheat, soy, dairy, and gluten-free breadcrumbs. They're allergy friendly. This is what we use for just about everything. It says use a cup. I say just dump them in. Measure with your heart. And you'll probably end up adding a buttload more. So now that the assembly line is fully assembled, my wonderful assistant is going to bring the tofu over and we are going to put it into the wet bowl. Whole thing at once. Oh, as I save tofu from going flying. So normally when we make this, we do about 2 blocks of tofu, I want to say. So we will normally double the recipe. However, this time we don't have enough people coming over for 2 blocks of tofu. Since we're only doing 1 block of tofu, we can actually do it the proper way. So, block of tofu's in with the wets and shake it all up. Normally, we can't do this because normally we have too much tofu and we make this in a smaller bowl. Today, I said no, I'm doing it the right way. Because once this is in here and shaken up, we take the cornstarch back. We put more cornstarch in to thicken it up, close it back up, and give it another good shake. And now my assistant will do what I hate doing, which is taking the wet tofu out and putting it into the dry bowl.
All at once or just however many at a time?
I don't know if it'll all fit at once. I know we normally do it a little bit at a time because we normally do 2 blocks, but...
Probably not. We also destroyed some of these tofu cubes by shaking it, but that's okay. Because popcorn tofu isn't perfectly shaped either, or chicken. So that's okay. Just happy little accidents.
You've been watching way too much Bob Ross.
That's okay.
With my neurodivergence, I just hate the texture of the wet ingredients. I hate it. So now, fingers crossed that this works and that there's not too much tofu for this. But I'm praying that it doesn't all melt together into one big ball of tofu. And then once it is all coated in the dry ingredients, you dump it in the breadcrumbs. Well, some of it's all one piece.
That's okay.
And that's where the assistant comes back into play. Assistant, will you please break those up into smaller pieces? We will actually cover it and toss them after, but in the meanwhile, break up what you can, please.
Let's do some separating. Like the offspring said, you gotta keep them separated. That's the offspring, really.
I know that that's the offspring. Oh, you weren't sure.
I forgot.
That is my least favorite part of it. His hands are currently covered in a weird, gooey, breadcrumby concoction. And it makes me feel very uncomfortable. It makes me feel the same way that I feel wearing socks to bed at night. Just wrong and gross. So now, unfortunately, they have not clung as well as they should have. So what we do a lot of the time at this point is we have our deep fryer going in the back. And I've noticed that a lot of the time, if it doesn't want to have the breadcrumbs cling, we will physically squeeze the breadcrumbs onto it as we put them in the deep fryer. So we get the deep fryer going, we got canola oil, just because that's what we have. To squeeze the breadcrumbs onto it. And we usually do for about 3 minutes.
Either 2 or 3 minutes.
And just like that, you have popcorn tofu. Try a piece. That is hands down my favorite vegan food I've ever made. Didn't I make that for you our first real date?
I don't remember.
Hands down, my favorite vegan food that we've ever made. And it's a crowd pleaser. Well, there you have it. Popcorn tofu, my go-to crowd pleaser vegan and gluten-free food. I highly suggest that if you are hosting the Super Bowl that you make this yourself as well. Will you stop eating all my food?
It's good.
I highly suggest trying to make this. I have made it in the past with just a pot with oil. If you have a deep fryer, it is so much easier. Could you air fry it? Not with this recipe, if I'm going to be honest. The breadcrumbs will fall off and it won't end well. I don't even want to think about the calories in this, so I'm just going to stuff my face full of popcorn tofu and have a good time with my friends. Thank you so much for watching my Feral Friday. Let me know if you do decide to make this, because it's great. It's a crowd pleaser. I have not met a single person that does not like this. And that's including people that don't like tofu. They like this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I don't know, but I've been told the world outside is oh so cold. So cold.